Jefferson County, Washington. I've got a cool property here in Port Townsend. My name is Miles McLaughlin here with Wilco Land. Going to go through a short video, go over some FAQs for this new listing here with us. What we do is we buy and sell raw land, focusing on unique and epic properties. This one definitely fits the bill. Target audience here, camping. Maybe you got a boat in the marina here. It's next to the old alcohol inn. I'm sure if you're local to the area, you're familiar with that, but this is some drone imagery. And just going back a second here, our property is right here. So the property we're listing is right next to this marina, the old alcohol inn right here. There is camping's allowed, RVs are allowed, so it checks out. There's tangible use tomorrow, right, for a land investment like this. I've got some really great information to share about this sewer system potentially coming into this area too. So just kind of going through some aerial imagery. Again, we can see the property from that imagery. I just pointed it out there. But what a world-class location here. So again, looking at the property, we're right here. And I'll quit going through photos. And I'm going to give you a bird's eye view of where this land is located. So we're just north of Chimacum, right here, Port Hadlock-Irondale area. Here's the old alcohol plant inn. And we can see the Port Hadlock Marina here. So again, our property is this one on the corner of the Alcohol Loop Road and Fir Avenue. You can actually see street views from, right here, right here. So if I were to drop it right here, kind of get an angled view there. I believe this property itself does have water views. So you can see, so I'll kind of go here and I'll give you a peek. If I go a little further where that street is, you can see the elevation here does have views. So you can see that does go downhill beyond here. So conceivably, any sort of elevation or even from the land, you actually do have bay views. So that's really unique. That's special feature in a property. So you can see looking that way, that's a pretty special feature in a property. So going through this, talking utilities first, and then I'll talk about how you can go access the property. But right now, there is public water available. So this is a great property, like I said, RVs and camping. This is a recreational land investment right now, and it's a long-term land investment. And let me tell you why. So water and electricity is ready to be hooked up. You're in like I said, a world-class location. This is tough to beat. The one thing that isn't available here is sewer. And this property probably won't be approved for a septic system. You can check with the county. I doubt they're going to pass a septic system here. So you can check on that. Maybe new technology comes out. Maybe you can get a permit from it. But right now, I have it priced that there is no available septic for traditional development and building. However, we did some due diligence and we've talked to the county, and here's a few notes. The county is working on getting a sewer system to serve this property and area. So this property may be served by sewer system or sewer lines, just like the water and utilities available to hook up to or get stubbed to the lot line. That may be available for sewer, therefore resolving the issue that a septic system might pose on this small of a property. So, again, there's a lot going on. About that. So when they have the funding available, they're installing a new sewer line, yada, yada. So they think the reality of sewer is maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. So obviously this is hearsay, what I'm hearing through the county, but they're actually in phase 1 of a project to get sewer out here. So just keep that in mind, not in the immediate future, but you do have a really good long-term land investment. And in the meantime, you have a really tangible spot for RVs, for camping. Maybe it's like a storage container that doesn't have septic, right? Something like that, right? Get creative with land use for right now. Then you have a slam dunk land investment when the time comes and sewer is available or technology is there for the right septic system. You can potentially build and develop in this location looking out at the marina. So again, just kind of going through, right? We're powering the area. Again, we're in phase 2 of the sewer. As well as right there. So they are in phase 2. The goal is to have it in the next 20 years. So a little different. We spoke to them again, and the goal is to have sewer in 5 to 10 years, but it's unknown right now. 5 to 20 years is a huge window, but that's where we're at. There's a lot of unknowns when you're developing a sewer system, right, throughout a community. So again, it's going to be really hard for anybody to pinpoint a realistic date. There's obviously funding, there's architecture, there's environmental studies and and things like that. So let's not spend too much time there. We understand the point. We have a tangible land investment. Maybe you can do a dry cabin. You can definitely RV and camp on the property, right? It adds tangible use. Maybe you have a boat at that marina, right? So you've got a lot of tangible use today. And then you've got long-term, investment use, whether that technology changes for septic or they issue a permit for a septic system. If not, you've got the opportunity for a sewer to get installed at some point. So now let's talk about viewings. Simply use the GPS coordinates to go view this property. We can see it, I pulled it up here in a bird's eye view. We're up here just south of Port Townsend. The next thing I offer on our website is a tutorial on how to use Onyx Maps. So I personally like using Onyx Maps for land viewings. I'm going to pull up the coordinates here on Onyx Maps and talk about this a little bit here. You can see this is the property right here. So we've got this property. You can see the parcel lines. I have the Washington land ownership layer on, and you can see that this is the property we own. It does have road access on Alcohol Loop Road, this way. So you can see the majority of ownership is Marsh Anderson LLC. To me, that kind of signals that means that this area is valuable. If somebody is willing to buy all that land, they maybe know something. They maybe are very bullish on the area, saying, hey, this is going to develop at some point, or this is really valuable property. I'm going to buy up everything I can, right? So that actually is kind of a good thing to me when I see that type of land ownership. So it's somebody that's clearly bullish on that area, and it could be the owner of this LLC of the old alcohol inn. Maybe they want to develop or expand their development. Maybe after the sewer system goes in for them, they're going to expand this development. So you do have an opportunity with this property, talking about zoning and land use and what a person can do with it. The property zone visitor oriented commercial. And so what does that mean? I mean, let's click in here. You want to click into the zoning and read more about it. And you can read about visitor oriented residential or commercial, I should say. Sorry. Is that a fruit stand? Is that some sort of little business, an ice cream? Do you need sewage to run a business off this property? Those are questions you have to figure out yourself as a buyer. The model we're offering is a self-service, real estate model, right? We're selling all of our property as is. We're asking our buyers to do that due diligence. So when it comes to what you can do with the property, besides camping and RVing and potentially development down the road, there's opportunities to start a business here. And we can see there's a successful business happening right here at the old alcohol plant. Maybe this is something they want to buy from you someday, this little chunk of land inside of their potential development plans. Again, I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole, but these are things, this is how you start thinking differently about raw land investments and these type of investments. So that's really all I have to share on the property. I can pull it up here on Google Earth for you. One last thing to do. Again, just kind of talking about our company and our brand. I do have some other properties in this neck of the woods. We buy and sell quite often in Washington State, from the west to the East Coast, and picking up a lot of unique and different type of land investments. So you can see, even looking at satellite imagery, we have a pretty open view. This is perched up, right? You can see that elevation slope. I mean, you have a view going into the bay, right? And you can see that elevation as I turn around here a little bit. You can see we're elevated from this top end and it comes down here. So, we do have this bird's eye view. We probably do have bay views from the property. Looking here in my bottom right of my screen down here, I'm at 444 feet elevation. As I go down, I'm at, right here's our elevation for the ground level. Right here is 97 feet. As I go down, you see how that goes down to 22 feet. Down to sea level, right? 10 feet elevation along the shoreline here. So, we're just dropping in elevation this whole way. So if you look down here in the bottom right, you can see that I'm lowering in elevation from almost 100 feet on that corner down to 0. So again, we do have bay views, and that's a special characteristic of a property. So again, giving you guys some views of what it looks like out here. Just kind of touching on this as I end the video. I will go ahead and show you a few other properties we have out in this neck of the woods. Like I said, we do offer a self-service model. Go view the property on your own. Get with us if you're interested. Do some of your own due diligence. We do sell our property as is, trying to share with you as much as we know. If you do think you're ready for purchase and want to have that conversation, reach out to me here at 605-250-1256. Again, my name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land, sharing a new listing for you in Port Hadlock. Thanks for tuning in.